Assalamu alaikum. For Theorem MBBS, we are here with the session of the cholera. It is one of the contagious disease, infectious diseases. By definition, cholera is an infection of the small intestine caused by bacterium Vibrio cholerae. The main symptoms are profuse watery diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain. Transmission is primarily through the contaminated drinking water or the food. The severity of the diarrhea and vomiting can lead to the rapid dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. The Vibrio cholerae are the comma-shaped gram-negative aerobic bacillus. Its antigenic structure consists of the flagellum H antigen and the somatic O antigen. The differentiation of the latter allows for separation of the pathogenic and non-pathogenic strain. Vibrio cholerae O1 and Vibrio cholerae O139 are associated with the epidemic cholerae. Vibrio cholerae O1 is classified into the two major biotypes, classic and the Altor. Organisms in both biotypes are subdivided into serotypes according to the structure of O antigen as follows: the serotype Inaba, O antigen A and the C, serotype Ugeva, O antigens A and the B, serotype Okojima, O antigen A, B and the C. Epidemiology of the cholera shows that cholera is transmitted through the ingestion of the water contaminated with the cholera bacterium, fecal oral route, usually from the feces. The source of contamination is typically other cholera. Patients, when they are untreated diarrhea, discharge is allowed to get into waterways or into groundwater or drinking water supplies. Epidemiology: any infected water and the food washed in the water, as well as shellfish living in the affected waterways, can cause an infection. Cholera is rarely spread directly from person to person. If ingested with the water infectious doses, 1 lakh organisms. Pathophysiology shows that fluid loss originates in the duodenum and the upper jejunum. The ileum is less affected. The colon is usually in a state of the absorption because it is rarely insensitive to the toxin. However, the large volume of the fluid produced into the upper intestine and overwhelms the absorptive capacity of the lower bowels, resulting in severe diarrhea. The enterotoxins acts locally and does not invade the intestinal wall. As a result, few neutrophils are found in the stool. Mortality and morbidity shows if the case is untreated, the disease rapidly results in dehydration and can result in death in more than 50% of infected individuals. The mortality rate is increased in the pregnant women and the children. The history shows incubation period from some hours till 5 days. in average 48 hours, with profuse diarrhea is hallmark of the cholera. Stool volume during cholera is more than that of any other infectious. The characteristic cholera stool is an opaque white liquid, is not malodorous, and often is described as having a rice water. The symptoms may have headache, vomiting, nausea, abdominal cramps, and the diarrhea. Physically, signs of the cholera parallel to the level of the volume contraction. The amount of the fluid loss and the corresponding clinical signs of the cholera are as follows: with 3 to 5% loss of the normal fluid body, excessive thirst with 5 to 8% loss of the normal body weight, postural hypotension, tachycardia, weakness, fatigue and dry mucous membrane or dry mouth, physical with greater than 10% loss of the normal body weight, oliguria, glassy or sunken eyes, weak, thready or absent pulse, wrinkled washerwoman skin, and somnolence in the coma, semi-unconsciousness. Differential diagnosis shows the gastrointestinal may be considered the clinical picture of the cholera is unlikely to be confused with any other disease. This is especially true in adults in whom no other infectious disease causes such profound dehydration so quickly. Lab studies shows that in endemic areas, biochemical confirmation and characterization of the isolate are usually unnecessary. Diagnosis may be confirmed via identification of the Vibrio cholera in the stool and may be detected directly in the dark field microscopic examination of a wet amount of the fresh stool. Choatic motility is observed. Laboratory isolation requires a selective medium. More recently, PCR polymerase chain reaction has been used to a higher degree of sensitivity and specificity. Treatment primary goal of the therapy is to replenish fluid loss caused by the diarrhea and the vomiting. Reserve the intervention route of the rehydration for patients who purge more than 10 to 20 ml per kg per hour. And for patients with severe dehydration, rehydration is accomplished in two phases: rehydration and maintenance. The goal of rehydration phase is to restore the normal rehydration status, which should take no more than 4 hours. Said the route of the infusion is severely dehydrated patients at 50 to 100 ml kg per hour. Lactated Ringer solution is preferred over isotonic solution. Chloride solution because saline does not correct metabolic acidosis. The objective of the maintenance phase is to maintain normal hydration status by replacing ongoing losses. Oral route is preferred. The use of the ORS, oral rehydration salt, at rate of the 500 to 1000 ml per hour is recommended. A patient with cholera is drinking oral dehydration ORS in order to counteract the cholera induced dehydration. Treatment practical guideline for the treatment of the cholera as follows: evaluate the degree of the dehydration upon arrival, rehydrate the patient in two phases, includes rehydration for 2 to 4 hours and then maintenance phase until diarrhea abates. Register output and intake volume on pre-designed chart and periodically review the data. Only use the intravenous route during the rehydration phase for severely dehydrated patients for whom an infusion rate 50 to 100 ml per kg per hour is advised. For moderately dehydrated patients who do not tolerate the ORS, during the maintenance phase, in patients considered high stool burgers, more than 10 ml per kg per hour. During the maintenance phase, use ORS at a rate of 800 to 1000 ml per hour. Match ongoing losses with ORS administration. Discharge patient to the treatment center if ORS oral tolerance is greater than or equal to 1000 ml per hour. Urine volume is greater than or equal to 40 ml per hour. And stool volume is less than or equal to the 400 ml. In treatment, antibiotics are given as azithromycin, adult dose 1 gram orally once, tetracycline 2 gram orally once, doxycycline adult dose 300 milligram orally once, or ciprofloxacin adult dose 250 to 250 orally QID for 3 days, or 1 gram alternatively 30 mg per kg orally once, or 15 mg kg per kg orally BID for 3 days, not to exceed 1 gram per dose. Erythromycin adult dose 40 mg per kg orally divided in 3 days TID. Trimethoprim sulfadoxymethazole adult dose 160 mg and 800 mg BD for 3 days. Norfloxacin adult dose 400 orally BD for 3 days, not exceed 8 mg per day. Furosemide furoxone adult dose 100 mg orally QID for 3 days. Prevention is by transmission of the cholera significantly reduced when uncontaminated water was provided to the population. Water can be made safer to drink by boiling or adding chlorine. Although both methods are expensive and difficult to implement during the epidemics. Vaccines currently available are described as follows. It was developed by Yith Arist Laboratories and is parenteral wholesale inactivated vaccine directed only at the Vibrio cholerae O1. It is considered ineffective and obsolete, but it may be useful in certain rare high risk populations in whom no other vaccine is available, who have minimal access to the medical care, and who can receive the booster dose shots. The vaccine should not be used to treat the contacts of the person with imported cases or to control the spread of the infectious. Repeated vaccine is occasionally required, advised for the laboratory workers or for airline and ship crews. However, such groups are unlikely to acquire or transmit the cholera because information on the long-term safety of the repeated vaccine is limited. Such practices should be discontinued for airline and ship crews except when resolutely demanded by some countries for international travel. The vaccine is not recommended for infants and younger than the 6 months. In complications of the cholera, if the patient is adequately treated with fluid and electrolytes, complications are averted and the self-limited process resolves in a few days. Potential complications include the dehydration, volume loss, and lead to the acute tubular necrosis and the renal failure. Hypovolemic shock and death ensures. And with these words, we cease here. We conclude the session of the Karla. If you have any query, you can write up on the WhatsApp group for the answers. And thank you very much.